Good evening, everybody, and welcome to RAMP, Real Access Motivates Progress, live Wednesday night podcast. I'm so excited that you all could join us tonight, and I have an awesome show for you tonight, one that is near and dear to me. Tonight, we are talking to members from Habitat for Humanity, West Bay, Northern Rhode Island. Welcome, everybody, and thank you for being on my show tonight.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
I am so excited. I'm going to kind of go around and I want you to introduce yourself and tell everybody what you do for Habitat for Humanity. Let's start with you, Amy.
Oh, good evening, everyone. Amy Gates. I am the president of Habitat for Humanity of West Bay and Northern Rhode Island. I've been involved with our chapter, I believe, for the past 6 years. Now time has gone so fast, and it just started out that I wanted to learn how to build and do things, and before you know it, I'm president of a wonderful chapter. So, but I couldn't do it without the active board of directors that we have.
Oh, that's awesome. Rick, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do for Habitat?
Hi, I'm Rick Masnick. I am the Family Selection Chairperson, as well as the Vice President of the chapter. As the Family Selection Chairperson, it's my job to take in all of the applications from folks who are looking to purchase one of our homes and process those the way I would normally do, because I am, by day, a mortgage provider. And I got into the Habitat family through Amy. Amy and I were in a business networking group together, and she introduced the idea. I went and attended a couple of meetings and saw what was going on and thought, I need to be part of this. So here I am.
That's awesome. And Louise, your turn. Tell us a little bit about you and what you do.
Hi, everyone. My name is Louise Carrier. I am team build volunteer coordinator, and I also am the Gift in Kind fundraising chair for Habitat. I actually have been with Habitat for over 10 years. Enjoy Habitat, and that's not the only 2 jobs that I do. I do pretty much anything that the affiliate wants me to do.
Uh-oh.
Can everybody hear me? We had a little glitch right there for a second. So we're back. So Louise, Why don't you go just to make sure everybody heard you?
So my name is Louise Carrier. I've been with Habitat for about 10 years, and I am the team build coordinator. So that's when companies want to come in and they want to work on a build site with us. I coordinate all of that, and I'm actually there at the site when they're working. And I'm also the Gift in Kind chairperson. So when a company wants to give a product that they're making and that we need it for the house, and they want to donate it to us, that's where I go out and I reach out to them and ask them to make that donation.
And I can tell you all that you all do a fantastic job, because last summer you built my Habitat for Humanity house that is fully wheelchair accessible, that I cannot be happier in. So thank you all so much for what you do. And it is the 30th anniversary of Habitat, correct, Amy? Tell us a little bit about that.
It is our 30th anniversary. Yeah, we started in 1996 is when we were incorporated. And but Habitat for Humanity in general, just for some history, originally got started. I don't know if you want me to talk about this, about how Habitat for Humanity got started, but I guess I will.
Oh, absolutely.
All right. And then I'll kind of bring us up to date on what we're actually doing here in Rhode Island and what we cover. So Habitat, believe it or not, started in 1969 with a couple out of Americus, Georgia, Millard and Linda Fuller. And the idea was to just help ordinary people try to become homeowners. So they started their own program where they would build a house for a homeowner, and a homeowner would build their house alongside other volunteers in the community. And then the homeowner would pay a 0 interest rate mortgage. So the mortgage payments from that homeowner went into, we'll call it a fund, that Habitat could then recycle and then start building other houses. And that's how it all began, was just helping each other out in a community and being able to provide a safe place for people to live. In 1978, Habitat for Humanity was official and got incorporated. And of course, the headquarters is in Americus, Georgia. So since then, as of our 2017 numbers, Habitat has helped over 13.2 million people either find new homes or do critical repairs in their homes. And that's with the help of over 2.1 million volunteers. So it's really an incredible story. Habitat has chapters in all 50 states, and you can imagine in Rhode Island, there's 4 chapters here just in Rhode Island. If you get a state like Texas, there's probably 10. But Habitat is a worldwide organization, and they're in, Nepal, Germany, Russia, Alaska, Canada, the Philippines, South America, so Chile, Brazil, all over the place. I went to a conference 3 years ago in Georgia, and there was 2,500 people from all over the world that attended this event. So it's really a great organization that empowers people to just have safe, decent, and affordable housing, and gives them some integrity that they can own a home. And because of the way our homes are built, with the help of volunteers, and a lot of our materials are donated in kind, it keeps the cost of a home affordable. So people can take that extra money that they would be paying in rent and actually save money and establish an emergency fund, and become financially savvy about what a budget is and what home ownership is all about. So educating our homeowners about financials in general, and giving them a place where they can live with dignity, and their children can grow up and go to college and break the chains, really, of what the past has given them. And so it can propel them in a way to move forward. Our chapter here in Rhode Island, we cover 16 towns. We cover everything from East Greenwich up north to Woonsocket, and out west to Burrillville and Foster, Gloucester, every town in between except for Providence, Central Falls, and Pawtucket. So we have a big territory. We've built homes and did critical repairs in Warwick, Cranston, Burrillville, Johnston. Just to name a few. We've built 17, a combination of built and remodeled 17 to 20 homes. We've done over 100 critical repairs for people who were living in an unsafe environment. I can't tell you how many hours and hours, 52,000 hours, I think, of volunteer time just from companies and individuals in the community coming out to help build homes for people in their community. And this is really all founded on people partnering with Habitat to give them a hand up, if you will, not a handout, because all homeowners have to put in 300 hours of sweat equity into the build of their own home. So that's what we want to do. We want to help people become intricately involved in the build of their home so that they can appreciate it, so that they have integrity and they can break the chains of the past and move forward. We want a Habitat homeowner to only be a temporary Habitat owner, because we want them to save money, grow, and someday buy a bigger house that they can grow into. So I digress, but I will retract a little bit and let you talk.
No, it's so amazing, because I didn't realize how much went into it until I got into the process with the sweat equity and the classes that you have to take. And I'll tell you, it was the best free home improvement class I have ever taken in my life. I could probably do more than I could ever do in my entire life, learning so much, because the crew takes their time and they don't just delegate. They don't just tell, they show you, they teach you, they are one-on-one with you. I know you have 2 houses being built, hopefully starting this spring in Burrillville. Rick, why don't you tell us a little bit about the 2 houses that are being built?
Okay. First of all, to be clear, we're building 2 dwellings. Each one is going to have 2 homes. So we're actually going to have a total of 4 homes available at some point. So those are being built as with the ground's being broken as we speak. And we've gotten word out either through word of mouth, different campaigns. And we've sent out just in the last couple of weeks, well over 30 applications, and they're starting to come back in now. So as the application process, as far as that goes, we'll send out an application packet. People will fill that out, sign some things. We do a background check on people. We do a credit check on people. And they basically go through it just like a typical mortgage application. The difference being they're going to get a slightly less expensive house, partially because they're only buying the dwelling. They don't get the land. They lease the land from us. And I'll come back into that in a little bit. But most of our mortgages total between $800 and $1,000 a month per month, with taxes and insurance included. So good luck buying a house today for that price, and you're a homeowner that way. What we're looking for is people who are in situations where they're in unsafe or unaffordable housing. We want to put them in clean, safe, affordable housing. And part of the application process is once you've gone through the application, the income, the credit check, we'll go do an in-home visit as well, just to see how you're living, what your needs are. Not because we're policing anybody, but such is the case right now, where if we're going to get 30 applications in, our goal is to take care of those that are in most need. So, we've done it in the past where we go into someone's house to do a home inspection. And one of the first things that comes to mind is someone in a house or in an apartment with a skylight in their bathroom, and it was leaking, and there was tons of mold on the perimeter of that skylight, and the landlord wasn't doing anything about it. There's somebody we want to help and get them out of that situation and into a safe and affordable home. Real quick, as far as income guidelines are concerned, anyone looking to purchase a home from Habitat for Humanity needs to make a minimum of $25,000 a year. And then based on where the property is, HUD, the Housing and Urban Development part of the government, has income limits set. So for instance, where we're building right now in Burrillville, a family of 1 has an income limit of $48,450, a family of 2, $55,400, family of 3, $62,300, and so on. What that means is if you make up to that amount, you're eligible, as far as income is concerned, to purchase a home from Habitat for Humanity. If you make more than that, you're outside of the guidelines, and we're looking to help those that are in greater need. This is not a fix and flip opportunity. We're not going to allow anybody to come in as an investor, so to speak, come in. There's no reason to fix anything because when we have a house built or renovated, it's ready. It's in move-in condition, as you know. So there's no reason to fix it. But we're gonna be looking for folks that are looking to make this their primary residence. We're not going to allow anybody to take advantage of us like an investor who's looking to do a quick flip. As I mentioned, the house is going to be on leased land. You're leasing the land back from Habitat for Humanity. And there are a couple of different reasons that we do that. The first and foremost is it protects us in case someone tries to sell the house without notifying us. Part of the closing documents are going to have on record that we have first right of refusal, because as is the situation where we have one homeowner right now, their life has gotten to a point where they're doing well. They've used the Habitat for Humanity program as a stepping stone, as Amy said, to further themselves in life. And now they're going to sell the house and they're going to move on to something else. The person's gotten married. They're going to go and buy a new home with their spouse now. And we're going to take that house back and we're going to make sure it ends up in the hands of someone else who is in need of clean, safe, affordable housing. And that's one of the reasons that we have the ground lease here, to protect our interests in the property. If they do sell, as is the case with this particular person, they will get all of their principal back. Everything they paid into the house, they will get back. We're not looking to make any money. We're going to sell the house to the next person for a market value price. And anybody that buys a house through Habitat for Humanity has a family partner for the first year. So for someone who's buying a house for the first time, moving from an apartment, it could be intimidating for that first year, being a homeowner and not knowing all the ins and outs of anything from fixing a leaking faucet to, an insurance policy of some sort. So they've got a family partner for that first year. If their income increases during the time they're living in the house, that doesn't mean that they get kicked out of the house. We want to see them improve in their life and move on, like that example I gave a moment ago, so they don't get penalized for that. Amy and I were talking about some of the things we talk about during this presentation, and one of the things is the great success story we have with one particular family who immigrated here from Venezuela, and the husband came himself first and got a job here, got residency, got citizenship, worked for 5 years at Electric Boat, and then down the road, he sent for his family, or he got his wife and his daughters, because the daughters stayed with their mom down in Venezuela. They worked to get here. Not only did they get here, they got here right at Thanksgiving. They all celebrated Christmas together in their new home here in the United States. He's working. She got a job. At least one of the daughters is in nursing school. And why is everybody laughing?
Because it was July 4th.
What's that?
They got here the day before the 4th of July to celebrate their first Independence Day.
Oh, you know what it is? I'm sorry. We used a picture on a Thanksgiving card, though, didn't we? Is that why I'm thinking of that?
Yes.
Christmas card.
Yeah.
Okay. With all
It
of
was
that,
a holiday, Rick. It's all good.
Anyway, Tina. And then it's important to know one last thing I'll say, and then you can ask questions if you want to. When someone purchases a home from Habitat for Humanity, their down payment, as you know, is 300 hours of sweat equity. Out of that 300 hours, 100 has to be physical construction at the property site. The other 50 can be classes. You can go take a class at Home Depot, and if it's an hour, you get 2 hours credit towards those hours. You do go take a homeowner's class with somebody like Rhode Island Housing or some other first-time homebuyer sponsored class or school, and the remaining hours can be donated to you. So if you purchase a home from Habitat, you're doing the sweat equity, you bring a couple of friends, they spend 8 hours on a Saturday, those 8 hours or 16 hours, if you brought 2 friends, get donated to you and go towards you, but you specifically have to have 100 hours on the construction site and 150 altogether, including any classes you take. Did I do okay with that,
when
Amy
we
and
first
Louise?
heard when we first heard
Perfect.
that, I was kind of overwhelmed. I'm like, 300 hours, that's a lot. But I know I well over exceeded that because I think I was here before the crew showed up on Saturday and here after the crew left
Yes.
on Saturday and every day in between.
It goes by
because
fast.
It did. I think we logged somewhere around like almost 1,000 hours just for us and the family because we enjoyed it. We learned so much, and it was like I said, we know every nook and cranny of our house. So if something goes wrong, I know what's behind that wall. I know what's in that floor. I know what's where. So you have that pride because I built this. So now when people come, it's like I painted that wall, I put that floor in, I did that. So you have that pride, and that's what I love so much about. But I still took the Home Depot classes, the Lowe's classes, the financial aid classes. I've learned more things going through this process than I think I would ever even find out if I was to buy a house on my own outside. It broke it down for me. It gives you step-by-step instructions. And I think it's so important because it makes you think, can I do this? Can I do this? What do I need to do? And it gives you every step. This program and Habitat for Humanity, I'll tell you, is such an incredible organization. And that's why I'm staying with you guys or stuck with me going forward. But it's all good. Louise, I want to talk to you a little bit about what you could use for donations right now. Like, what are you looking for and how can people go about donating or creating a team build?
So that's two different things. So with a team build, they would actually email me, and I have my own personal email address, which is louise@carrier.org. And they can just email me, or they can go to volunteer@habitat.org, and then that will get forwarded to me. And then I respond back to them. What we do with team bills is we ask a company to donate at least $1,500 for a one-day process to work on the site. For that $1,500, they would get a team build t-shirts for everyone that was working on the site. They would get lunches that were donated to us. They also would get their names put on our thank you to our sponsor sign that is located at the site during the entire build of the house. And actually now it's going to be the 4 houses. Until they're all done and dedicated, their name will be there. And then Amy will also put them on our social media websites. So, and then I think also on our Facebook page. So that's what they would end up getting for it. But not only do they get, to come to the site, it's something different that they've probably never done before. And they're learning and having a new experience on doing this type of work. I have learned how to put floors in. I have learned how to raise the petitions for a wall in the middle of a house. I have put the vinyl siding on outside. I have actually helped install the windows. I have done so much and learned so much with Habitat. It's been unbelievable. And I truly enjoy doing and working with Habitat. So that's what would be with team build. With the gift in kind, we need everything from the screws and nuts that you would need to build a house to the pressure treated wood that we need to build the decks on the outside. In the past, these are some of the products that we have received. So again, I'm sorry, but that would be the pressure treated wood, the Trek decking to go on the top. We have gotten electrical supplies. Insulation has been given to us. We've had sheetrock and the installation of sheetrock by one company, which has been unbelievable. Gutters for the outside of the home. We have somebody from Blinds to Go where they actually donate the blinds for the house if you want blinds. Somebody has given us the cement for the driveway. We've had dumpsters that have been donated to us where they bring it to the site, we fill the dumpster up, and they don't even charge us to dump it afterwards. We've had sod that has been donated for the last house that we did, which was unbelievable. It's a little bit of work for the new homeowner because then they have to water it every day at a certain amount of time for each section. But this all helps Habitat in not having to pay for all these items. As you know, the lumber has gone up tremendously for this time period because of COVID. So a normal 2-decker house would call it two-family would cost about $150. We're thinking that it's going to go anywhere between $180 to possibly $200,000 now to build this house. So any donations that companies would like to donate to us from anything that you need, we'll gladly accept that donation. Or if you can't donate a gift in kind and you want to donate cash and we have to pay for something, that's something definitely we can use. We've just recently found out that it's going to cost us $3,000 per house, so that's 4 units, to connect to the water line in Burrillville. And that's going to cost an additional $750 per unit, I believe, for the sewer line to be connected. So there's lots of different costs that there entails to building a house. And it's, again, working on the site is an unbelievable learning process. And it's just something that every woman should end up doing. And this is the before and the after of Tina's kitchen.
Yeah, that is actually my kitchen. That is the before. That is when we tore it apart, and that's what it looks like now. So that just gives you an idea of what you do when you come to a Saturday afternoon to work with Habitat. And you will work. There is no sitting around. That is my back deck. That is the assembly of our back deck right there. So this is another project that you would see and you would be working on. Like I said, it's an incredible experience, and everybody has to spend even a few hours or one Saturday, and it will change your life. It really will. Amy, tell us a little bit about what you guys have coming up for fundraisers and stuff, because I know you guys are all fundraiser based and you got some cool ones coming up.
We've got some really cool ones going on. One of them is going on now. Online, we have our Disney Extravaganza online auction. I have a client of mine was a Disney fanatic, and he's donated a lot of his collector items to us and to help us build these 2 duplexes that we have coming up. So the event is on our Facebook page, Habitat for Humanity of West Bay and Northern Rhode Island. If you check out our Facebook page under events, it is there. It's going on right now until April 28th. Some stuff has never been opened at all. We've got Disney Monopoly original, still in its box, never opened up. We've got a Disney Barbie doll in its box, never opened up. Beautiful snow globes, pictures, some still. It hasn't been opened up until I actually opened it up to verify the contents of it. So I had to make sure. So that's coming up. And then of course you've got Rolling for Homes up here. So I'm so excited about Rolling for Homes. I am a veteran. You can tell behind me over my left shoulder. I come from a military family. My brother, which I think we're going to do this in honor of him this year, passed away in December. He was a captain in the Marine Corps. And we, as a Habitat chapter, the foundation of Habitat is that we build homes for people, in need in low-income housing. But a spinoff of that is we are also what they call a veteran build affiliate. So we have access to certain types of programs to do critical home repairs for veterans, particularly roof repair. We have a special arrangement with Owens Corning that they'll come out. Owens Corning will provide the materials, and we find a local company or laborer to put the roof on. We'll put in ramps for people. We did a special project with the Home Depot Foundation to help a Vietnam veteran. Basically, he was taken for $30,000 and the contractor never finished the job and left his kitchen and living room with subflooring, no wiring exposed, no framing was done. And we partnered with the Home Depot Foundation to get a new floor in for him, paint. We put the window trim on, put a new ramp in for him. We just recently helped another veteran remodel his bathroom. And he is in a wheelchair pretty much most of the time now due to neuropathy. And you couldn't even go in his bathroom with a wheelchair because the way the door opened, there's no way he could fit in the bathroom with his wheelchair. And the house sat on a slab house, which made that work a little bit too much for us. So with the money that we raised for our Rolling for Homes, we were able to hire the contractors to jackhammer into the concrete, remove and replace all of the piping, expand the walls on both sides. And he now has a walk-in shower, plenty of room to get in there with his wheelchair, new vanity, new kind of corner style. I've never seen it. It's a corner style toilet that sits out of the way, and like with your bathroom door, it's a peekaboo door. So the door is hidden. We don't have to worry about opening and shutting doors. That was a $20,000 project that we did. It's not often that we do something like that, but we raise funds for Rolling for Homes for our veterans, as I am partial to it. It's a program that Habitat International started in 2015 as a way of helping returning veterans from overseas get involved with Habitat and help build with us. But it also helps with critical home repairs and home ownership for them as well. So Rolling for Homes is a very unique fundraiser. It is a Jeep and a motorcycle run. I am a total Jeep fanatic, and I ride a motorcycle. I know I'm just kind of professional right now, but I can get as hard lead up as anybody else. So we last year had 90 Jeeps and 50 motorcycles last year. And even with COVID, we still raised $11,000. We normally average $16,000. But again, the information is on our Facebook page, and it's also on our website under Rolling for Homes. You can sign up for our newsletter, and I'll be putting out a lot of information on that. We've already sold 89 tickets. And we've raised already over $25,000 this year. And I haven't even pushed it yet this year. And some of the money that we make from this event is going to be for one of those duplexes that we're building. We will be putting in one of those units will be for 2 veterans, active military, and their families. They will be 2-bedroom, 1 ADA compliant bath with walk-in shower, nice open floor plan. So if they're in a wheelchair, they can get around. It's very similar to yours with ramps and hand grabs and things like that. So I'm really excited about that. It's something, if you've noticed in Rhode Island, there's a lot of Jeeps, and it's something that the Jeep community looks forward to every year. And I like to try to get more motorcycles involved. I'd like to get the motorcycles up to 100 as well. So we can have like 100 Jeeps and 100 motorcycles. And this year our route is going to go by the build site. It's the first time that we've been able to coordinate the build site with our Rolling for Homes fundraiser. We are looking for sponsors. So you can email me, Amy, at habitatRIWestBay.org. I'll be glad to send you a sponsor package. I did want to just put in a quick nod already for AAA of the Northeast, is our top sponsor already this year. The Providence Journal Foundation, we want to thank them. Delta Dental, Bank Newport has been a wonderful supporter of Habitat for the past couple of years. Commonwealth Electric, just to name a few, several individuals that has already put us over that $25,000 mark already. And but I'm not ready to stop. And any donations or sponsorships over $500 also go on our billboard at the site. So I want you guys to make me put up a new billboard so that we have 2 billboards so that we fill up everything.
That would be awesome. I'll tell you, I volunteered at the Rolling for Homes last year, and what an impression that makes, watching all of those Jeeps and motorcycles coming down that hill.
Oh, yeah.
And just like loaded. And one of the cool things that I like that you did at the thing is you paid for a donation. You could sign a board that was going to actually be put in the home. So in the home, you have that board with that everybody signs well wishes and good. I just love that that piece. Louise, tell everybody a little bit about that piece.
So that's a 2x, well, not just a 2x4, but there's several 2x4s that are at the Jeep run. And we just leave the donation box there, and we ask you to make a donation just to make a comment on the board. It is a good feeling. We actually had a homeowner who had that put in her house, and she did not want the sheetrock to go on top of it because she wanted to still see it. But that raised, yeah, it's funny. And she said, "Don't cover it, no." But it's a good fundraiser. It's a good little, more incentive for them to help Habitat out for us. So that is a good job.
Well, it's
and
funny
we also
because
have a scooter.
Oh, wait, hold on. I had all of the volunteers when they were putting up my bathroom wall all signed one of the boards in my bathroom wall. So everybody who worked on my bathroom and my bedroom all signed the board. So I know that their names are all in that board inside my bathroom. So I can understand because I didn't want them to cover it either.
That's cool.
But yes, tell
So
us
they're
about
all
the
going to
scooter,
be
Amy.
flying on you now.
I know, huh? Amy, you want to tell us about the scooter?
Oh, yeah. So we also have a scooter that we're going to be raffling off. Actually, Louise and her husband, Richard. Louise, you can tell the story of how you obtained the scooter. But I think what we're going to do is we'll be selling tickets for the scooter, possibly even have it at the Rolling for Homes event and announce the winners there. And you don't have to be there to be the winner. Louise and Richard have done so much for Habitat for Humanity. A lot of philanthropy that they do, not just for Habitat, for a lot of nonprofit organizations. Would you like to explain how you acquired the scooter?
Sure. So there is an organization out there called Access Point, and they were selling raffle tickets. And it was for multiple different things. And one day, I just wrote the check. Richard told me to write the check. I wrote the check. I sent it in. And then all of a sudden I get an email stating that we want a scooter. And I said, "Want a scooter? I don't want a scooter. I don't drive a scooter. I like cars. I like to be warm or be air conditioned in the summertime. Hey, Amy, do you want a scooter?" Yeah. So it's like, okay,
Nice.
So now it's Habitat. So we donated back to Habitat. The taxes and the registration will be covered by Habitat. because actually Access Point had given that to Richard and I if we were going to register it. So we just passed it back on to Habitat. So that will be, part of the deal. And the scooter is actually donated to us now by this company called Ray Z's in North Kingston, Rhode Island.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. Amy and I got to take pictures, which we haven't posted yet, but we'll post those soon. Of the scooter. It's not a motorcycle, a scooter, and looking pretty forward to raising funds for this scooter.
Well,
So
like a
basically
moped.
what we're telling everybody- Basically, what we're telling everybody is there's so many ways that you can be involved. Get on the line, get onto Habitat, donate, join up, go to the run, do something, be part of this, because I'll tell you, it will change your life. Rick, tell us a little bit more about some of the families that you're looking for to be homeowners to these new homes, so that way that they know how to contact you.
Well, first of all, one of the ways they can contact is through the email address that you had on the screen, but more importantly, they can actually just go to our website and fill out an inquiry for an application, and then we'll send out the application packet. But we're basically looking for people that fit into that demographic that I mentioned earlier as far as the income is concerned. You've got to have credit that shows that you'll pay your bills on time, because as I like to say in my day job, if you're not paying those bills, why would you pay us? But we're looking for people that are in need. People who are in what are considered to be not safe, clean, or affordable housing. We know that's a big problem in this country right now as a whole. And we also we talked about the veterans bill, and we have a little tender spot in our heart for veterans. So we are looking to help veterans as much as possible. It's actually a question in the questionnaire when you go to the website: are you a veteran, yes or no? And if they fit the parameters, those are the people we want to help get in, especially when we're going to make them ADA compliant, because a lot of those folks are in need of that kind of assistance with the home that they're living in, and those are the people we really want to cater to. And the board itself, I just want to say, I've been on the board now for I lost track too, like Amy, 5, 6, 7 years. I'm not even sure, but every single person on the board brings a different gift to the chapter. Just like your body has arms, legs, fingers, toes. Every part does its thing to make the whole body work, and that's the way the entire chapter works. We've got one of the sweetest, nicest men you'd ever want to meet as head of our construction team, with Earl. A handful of people that are there There are a handful of people there every single Saturday. They take every Saturday out of their life to go build these homes. You've got Louise doing what she does, and I can't even say enough about Louise, what Louise does as far as the donations that she gets in. It's incredible what she does. Amy's turned this chapter around from what I know, because I came in after Amy, but the place we're at today versus where it might have been before as far as what we're accomplishing. I mean, she went down to that what's the thing in Atlanta?
Conference.
Conference. She went to the conference, and she came back so fired up and had all these, not ideas, there were things that were going on in Habitat that weren't being done here, and she brought it all up here and said, this is what we need to do. And we've helped a lot of families, and there's some great stories with the families that we've helped.
Oh, I could go on and on of the stories that I have, from the goofiness to the work to the question of like, huh? But Earl, Rich, Gary, Kelly, Jim, all of them that were here, Louise, all of the people that brought the lunches. I could go on and on. The team builds that we had during my build are unquestionable. I mean, anybody who goes on my page, I'm still posting about it a year out. I'm still posting about it going on and on, because I'll tell you, it changed our lives. We have now become part of Habitat. It will change your life. You will be part of Habitat if you come once. I'm telling you. Now we're getting close to the end. I want you each to give me, I'm going to let you think about it for a second. I want you each to give me the most important piece of Habitat that you want our viewers to take away. The most important piece that you want them to know and take away about Habitat for Humanity, West Bay, Northern Rhode Island? Rick, I'm going to start with you.
For me, the most important thing is this is not a freebie. You're going to have skin in the game. So, people tend to think that, I can't tell you how many times we get applications and people think that it's going to be a free house, or when they find out what they have to do, it's like, oh, I have to do that. You're going to work for it, but you're not going to work for it. We want you to get into this house because let's face it, if you go in like yourself, if you go in there, you help build, you help paint, you help decorate, you've got skin in the game, and you're going to want to take care of that house. And that, I think, is an important component of what we're doing here. People will take care of the home in a better way when they've done what you talked about, you've done with your house. Hey, this is mine and nobody's going to mess this up for me.
Yeah, it's so true. Louise, give us your thoughts.
I think, with Habitat, especially for women are not in the construction phase. They don't do, normally that's a man's job. With one of our homeowners, she didn't speak very good English, and she and I built her stairs to go down to the basement. Using a power tool, she was so afraid of it. And we teach you not to be afraid of power tools. It's a learning process, and the pride that you get after working on a site, whether it's just volunteering or it's your own home, you leave there a different place. And that's what Habitat wants to make each homeowner and volunteer a different person for what they're learning from being on our sites.
And I agree with you, because they gave me power tools in my wheelchair. Was a little scary, but now I own my own set of power tools that no one else is allowed to touch. So
they're all
unafraid of them. Yeah, well, no. They're green and sparkly now because I did put rhinestones on them, but they're mine,
right.
And nobody is allowed to use them. Amy, give us your thoughts.
I was reading the other day in Rhode Island, one in 7 families pay more than 55% of their income towards rent or a mortgage. And that doesn't leave a lot of other money just to pay for living expenses and food and gas and electricity. The way we build our homes allows people to have money left over to save money, and enjoy some of those other things that we take for granted of, like just going out for lunch or going out for dinner. When we build our homes, because most of the materials are donated in kind and most of the services are donated in kind, we're building a home where, let's say, and the mortgage is based only on the house, not on the house and the land. So that's 2 reasons why our homes are affordable. So when someone's paying their mortgage is principal, taxes, and insurance. So what most normal renters pay, and you know this, $1,200 to $1,800 a month in rent for something that they don't own, they can have a Habitat house where the average payment is between $800 to $900 a month, saving them $500, $600 a month, where they can now have a sense of freedom, if you will, or have a little dignity, to save money, build an emergency fund, maybe send their kids to college over time. That's what Habitat does. It gives people the ability to have strength, stability, and be self-sufficient. and it changes lives. There are many ways to get involved with Habitat for Humanity. We need help with volunteers. As Louise said, we need help with in-kind donations. We need help with services and donations, electricians, plumbers. We want people, when they join Habitat, they're partnering with Habitat to help other families have a safer place to live. We need help fundraising. We need help with volunteer coordinating, making lunch. There's a lot of different ways that you can get involved with Habitat if you don't want to build. But you don't need skills to come and help us build either. We're a family, and the relationships that we form, they last a lifetime.
Yeah, I can, like I said, I can totally attest to that. There is something for everybody. There is painting, there's cleaning, there is, like I said, just making lunches, or just coming to make sure that we have water or snacks or stuff on the property. There's so much that everybody can do. And if I can do it from my wheelchair when only half my body works, there's no excuse for anybody else to come down and give it a shot, because, they're so kind to you, because the guys would be like, can you do that? I said, well, let's give it a shot. If I can't, then we'll pass it off to somebody else. And I did more than I thought I could do. And that was the whole thing, is they gave me the chance to try and fail, or try and succeed, than just say, nope, you can't do that because you're in a wheelchair. You can't do that. They give you that anxious. My son learned so much. We had older high school students who came with their parents, who have learned skills and then came back week after week. Even when their service hours were done, they still came back because they enjoyed it so much. There's so much everybody can do. And bottom line, go on to Habitat for Humanity, sign up, join the Jeep run, join the motorcycle run. The 30th anniversary this year, come out to the houses, visit everybody that's on this page right now, because I'm telling you, it will change your life. It's changed mine, and it's changed my whole family's outlook and life. Rick, give us the website again.
It's habitatRIWestBay.org. There you go, right there. That's where you can actually go to find the inquiry screen to fill in and request an application. You can also, if you can't find it on the site for any reason, you can also go to home selection at habitatriwestbay.org. I'll get that email, and you just get me your name and address, and preferably your phone number, so I could follow up, and we can get an application package out to you that way too. And by the way, Amy mentioned during what she was describing there, she said principal, taxes, and insurance. Most people's mortgages have principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. It's an interest-free loan. That's another way that it's being kept affordable for the homeowner. Amy said it perfectly with what we do as far as helping someone get into a less expensive home, affordable home, and how it can improve their quality of life down the road.
It's so true. Louise, give us your personal email if somebody wanted to give you a donation, or an in-kind donation, or join a team build.
Sure. So my personal email address is louise@carrier.org. That's LOUISE @CARRIERE.org. And I'll gladly answer back. I'm still working on taxes, but I'll still answer your email.
And Louise is so much fun to talk to. I think we talked daily for a while.
Yes, we did.
Go ahead, Rick.
Tina, can I just point out too that Louise just said she's working on taxes right now. I think another important thing to mention before we go is that everybody within Habitat is a volunteer. So we've all got our regular day jobs. We're doing this on top of that. And I say that only because sometimes I get a lot of emails from folks who are, they want to know what the status is, and I'll let them know we're collecting all the applications. We're all volunteers here. So we're working on this nights and weekends, and I think that's just an important thing to mention.
I'll add to that too.
Yeah, when our volunteers are giving up every Saturday, that's after working 5 days a week. Then they donate their Saturday to somebody else. So it is true, and they all do really wonderful jobs. So when you start talking to them, you learn about what they get to do. Amy, give us your information and your final thoughts.
Yeah. So Amy at habitatriwestbay.org. And what I wanted to add on to Rick is that there are 4 chapters in Rhode Island. We are the only one that is still grassroots. We do not have an executive director. As Rick said, we are all volunteers. I'm a financial advisor in my day job. It's been quite a year and still trying to get this organization, making it run. And we've been able to do what we've been able to do for the past 30 years without a paid executive director, because we have such a good working board. Any monies that's donated to Habitat West Bay, 100% of it goes towards the build of a home. We actually have a very small operating budget because of that, and that's why we can build. We don't have that added expense. I would, however, my goal is for us to have an executive director, because I think there's just so much more that we can be doing in different ways that we can outreach if we did have an executive director. But we're very proud of what we've been able to do and accomplish with our board, and it's very important to distinguish that from the other chapters. When I went to our conference in Georgia, and I told them we don't have an executive director, they looked at me like with their eyes crossed. What do you mean? And you're able to do all of that? And we do. So like what Rick said, sometimes there might be a delayed reaction as to how soon we can get back to you. Sometimes it might take a little longer for us to approve applications. But just keep in mind, it's because we're pretty much all of the 70% of the board has a day job that they perform. So it might take just a little bit extra longer, but the quality isn't any less.
Oh, and like I said, you guys do incredible work, and I am so proud to be part of this. And I can say that every single member that worked on my house here became a red bag carrier because I gave them out to them. So everybody on the board and everybody here that volunteered became a red bag carrier, carries all of your medical information. This way, because I was a little nervous at first, this way, if anybody got hurt while they were on the site, they had a way of getting all of the medical information, and we're well taken care of. So you can go to www.rampisinclusion.com. But if you come to one of the Habitat sites, I will be giving them a whole bunch of red bags so they can give out. So volunteers going forward will be able to be a red bag carrier as well. That is RAMP's donation to the Habitat for Humanity House. So thank you guys so much for coming and telling your stories and telling us all about Habitat. Like I said, you guys are changing lives and you are changing the world one house at a time, and we cannot thank you enough. So go to Habitat for Humanity, reach out to Rick, Amy, and Louise, and you will not be disappointed. And they will probably tell you to stop coming because you bother them every single day. I'm one of those guilty ones. But I was heavily involved, and I got some donations too. So I was, heavily involved, but I was the nag that bothered them every day. But I can't be happier. So thank you so much for all of you do. And thank you so much for coming on our show tonight.
Thank you for having
Not
us.
a problem. Thank you.
So anytime. And I want to invite everybody back next week, because next week we will be talking to Rhode Island Self-Employment. This is a class that disability people can go to start their own businesses. It is a great class. We'll be talking to Sue Babin. So join us next Wednesday night at 7 p.m. right here live on RAMP. Real Access Motivates Progress on the Coalition Talk Radio. Thank you all and have a great week. And don't just sit there, make a difference.